Her heart was broken minutes before the wedding. What she discovered next left everyone shocked. Lisa stood inside St. Mary's Church, and her heart raced with exhilaration. The air was thick with the sweet, familiar scent of lilies, and the soft glow of candlelight flickered against the polished wooden pews. Friends and family beamed with joy, their eyes sparkling with love, and every single one of them knew her name. This was a small town, where everyone was invested in each other's happiness. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. The moment she had dreamed about since childhood, standing at the altar ready to say, "I do," to her fiancé, Ryan. But in that blissful moment, her phone buzzed ominously in her pocket. Confusion surged as she pulled it out, her fingers trembling with anticipation. The text from Ryan shattered everything. He chose his family's expectations over their love. Words blurred as tears welled in her eyes, and the vibrant world around her faded to gray. The whispers of her gathered family melted into muffled echoes. It felt like a tidal wave crashing over her. Betrayal stung deep, and a suffocating weight settled upon her chest. "No. This can't be happening," she muttered, reality hitting her like a freight train. Hastily, she dashed home, her heart a chaotic mess. Once inside her family's house, memories swirled around her, heavy with sorrow. Seeking solace, she stumbled into the attic, a sanctuary of forgotten dreams and dusty memories. As she rifled through the boxes, she uncovered an old family photo album, aged and worn. The cover cracked as her fingers traced its surface. It was time to remember. Each page revealed snapshots of resilience, her grandmother's arrival in America, the fierce spark in her eyes that spoke of determination, and her mother's unyielding spirit as she juggled 2 jobs to provide for her. Each story seemed to whisper courage into Lisa's heart. Bits of hope ignited within her. Determined, Lisa set her sights on a dream that the town sorely needed: a community center that would uplift families facing economic challenges, just like hers had. Turning her heartache into action felt right. As she shared her vision with neighbors, excitement bubbled over. Everyone rallied around her cause, their cheers blending into a symphony of hope that resonated through the town. Yet, just when Lisa found herself embraced by that warmth, Ryan reappeared, casting a long shadow over her newfound purpose. He sauntered into the gathering, confidence dripping from him like poison. She felt the doubts creeping in, familiar and unsettling. Could he unravel what she built? Lisa steeled herself. This wasn't just about her now. Summoning her courage, she confronted Ryan in front of the crowd, her heart pounding like a drum. "You can't take away what I've fought for. This community deserves better." The words spilled out, raw and fierce. The townsfolk stood behind her, their united front invigorating her resolve. With a move that cemented her commitment, she unveiled a grant award, a testament to her hard work and tenacity. The applause thundered, filling her spirit with renewed hope, but then, in the corner, a lone figure lingered, eyes heavy with questions. Would confrontations of the past again clash with her dreams? As she stood surrounded by friends, she wondered, could she truly transform her heartbreak into an unyielding force for change? The energy in the room shifted as Ryan stepped forward, cutting through the noise of celebration. Lisa's heart sank. He wore an expression of faux concern, an easily recognizable mask. She could practically hear the murmurs of her neighbors as they sensed the tension. "What are you doing here, Ryan?" Lisa's voice barely concealed her anger. She drew in a deep breath, trying to channel her emotional turmoil into strength. The crowd was watching, hanging on to every word like it was a lifeline. "I came to apologize," he said, nonchalantly running a hand through his hair. "I had to make a choice, Lisa. My family, they just don't understand you. They don't see how incredible you are." The crowd gasped collectively. Lisa's stomach churned. Was he really trying to spin this back to him? Her heart raced, the confidence she had moments before felt fragile, like a spun glass ornament ready to shatter with a single touch. "That's the point, isn't it?" She shot back, feeling the pulse of frustration rise. "You chose them over me, over what we built. You don't get to come back here and play the victim. A few people in the crowd nodded, murmurs of encouragement guiding her words. This wasn't just about her anymore, it was about standing up for everyone who felt unheard. Ryan stepped back slightly, his apparent confidence wavering. I just thought maybe we could make it work. I miss you, Lisa. His voice cracked slightly, revealing cracks in his bravado. Lisa felt a momentary pang of nostalgia, remembering the nights they laughed together and the dreams they once shared. But those memories were quickly swallowed by the bitter taste of betrayal. You don't get to decide when you want me in your life, Ryan. I'm not a backup plan. The silence that followed was palpable, each person holding their breath as if afraid to disturb this crucial moment. Lisa realized that she had drawn a line in the sand, and behind her stood an entire community that needed to hear this truth. Just as the tension reached a breaking point, one elderly woman stepped forward, a neighbor who had always looked out for Lisa. Sweetheart, she called gently, don't look back. Keep your eyes on what lies ahead. The words washed over Lisa, sending a wave of clarity through her. This was her moment to claim. She turned her attention back to the crowd, regaining composure. Together, we can build something stronger. A community center won't just help people today, it'll offer hope for tomorrow. I refuse to let a broken heart stop me from making a difference. We need each other, and together, we can rise. The applause erupted again, cheers echoing off the church walls, louder and more fervent than before. This time, she could feel the energy shifting to something more positive: empowerment, unity. But then her eyes caught a glimpse of Ryan standing there, his features a mixture of regret and defiance. He looked vulnerable yet dangerous, and Lisa knew that this battle was far from over. As the celebration continued, Lisa could still feel the weight of Ryan's presence lingering in the back of her mind. What consequences would his return bring? Could she hold her ground in this fight, or would old wounds resurface to challenge everything she worked for? A new storm was brewing, and Lisa needed to be ready. What else could Ryan possibly want from her now, and how far would he go to reclaim what he thought was his? The clamor of celebration faded into a dull hum as Lisa stepped away from Ryan, the chaos of emotions swirling inside her. She could feel the eyes of her community fixed on her, waiting, perhaps hoping for what she would do next. It was thrilling and terrifying all at once. Why now, Ryan? She finally managed, her voice steady but low, as if delivering her own secret. You had your chance. This is my moment. Don't ruin it. He took a step closer, and she recoiled instinctively. I'm not trying to ruin anything. I just want to talk, to explain. His desperation hung in the air, so thick she could almost touch it. But it was too late for words, too late for explanations. A gentle push from behind told her that her neighbors were rallying around her, supporting her in ways she hadn't anticipated. A few stepped forward, ready to intervene if necessary, eyes locking onto Ryan with silent warning. Lisa, you don't understand, Ryan continued, his tone shifting. I've changed. My family was wrong. I've spent every day regretting what I lost. I've changed too, she shot back, her heart pounding. The difference is I've learned to live without you. I'm stronger now, and I won't be pulled back into a shadow of what we used to be. There was a whisper of awe from the crowd, approval sparking behind the faces she knew so well. But Lisa's stomach twisted again as she glanced back at Ryan. His expression faltered, and for a moment, she saw a glimpse of the boy she once loved. But that was in the past. This was now. Ryan took a step backward, visibly shaken. I just thought I could fix this. We could fix this together. Together? She echoed, incredulity lacing her voice. You left me. I'm not the one who needs fixing. Silence enveloped them, the only sound the quiet buzz of anticipation from onlookers, hearts synchronized with hers. The air crackled with unreal tension, but Lisa stood firm, reminding herself of the road she had traveled to get here. Just as she prepared to turn away, Ryan called out again, his voice breaking. What if we had another chance? What if we tried, before it's too late? His words hung in the air, sinking into her consciousness. Memories invaded her, whispers of love, dreams of futures together. But with those memories came the realities of pain, deceit, and letting go. "Ryan, you don't get to rewrite our past," she said, feeling the crowd's intensity swell behind her. "I refuse to let you be my broken compass. I'm looking forward now, not back." Another round of cheers erupted, drowning out any remaining echoes of their past. Ryan stepped aside, his expression a mixture of anger and despair. Somehow, she felt a shard of sympathy. But she couldn't be that girl anymore. The event continued, focus shifting back to the community and the hope for a brighter future. Lisa plastered a smile on her face, even though the shadow of Ryan loomed large. She knew that as time passed, people would remember this moment not just for the confrontation, but for the stand she took. As the evening progressed, laughter filled the church, but Lisa couldn't shake the weight in her chest. Ryan's presence felt like a specter haunting her joy. She felt eyes darting toward him, whispers about what he might do next. What if he wasn't done yet? Suddenly, she caught sight of him speaking to someone at the edge of the crowd. A flash of recognition washed over her. Who was that? And why did they both look so serious? The unease settled in her stomach again. Would Ryan pull someone else into this mess? With each passing moment, the questions multiplied in her mind like a storm threatening to unleash havoc. She needed answers. Before the night was over, Lisa resolved to confront whatever secrets lingered in the air. What were Ryan's true intentions? Why did he seem so chummy with that stranger? She had faced him once, could she do it again? But this time, it wouldn't just be about her heart. The stakes were larger than one broken bond. In the silence of her thoughts, she felt her resolve hardening. What was Ryan planning next? And would she be ready to face it when it came crashing down? Lisa scanned the room, her heart pounding, her pulse quickening with every glance toward Ryan. The crowd buzzed with excitement, but her world had narrowed to that tight knot of anxiety in her chest. The laughter and chatter felt distant. She turned away from the jovial conversations, seeking clarity in the chaos. There it was again, Ryan, deep in conversation with the stranger, a tall figure with an unreadable expression. Something flickered between them, urgency. Conspiracy. Lisa's instincts flared, pushing her feet into motion. She wove through the crowd, her determination propelling her forward. As she neared, she caught snippets of their conversation. She doesn't know. It's not safe for us to stay. The stranger's voice was low, almost urgent. Lisa's heart sank. What did they know that she didn't? What was Ryan hiding now? Maybe we can make it right, Ryan replied, his tone pleading. She sensed a desperation behind it, a man reaching for something just out of grasp. Make what right? Lisa demanded, stepping into their bubble. The words shot out of her like arrows, sharp and accusatory. She couldn't help it, all she felt was betrayal. How could he stand there, speaking in hushed tones, plotting? Ryan's eyes widened, caught off guard. Lisa, please. This isn't what you think. Oh, believe me, I'm starting to think this is exactly what I thought. You don't get to play the victim here, Ryan. The stranger studied Lisa intently. We were just discussing how it would be best for everyone if what? She interrupted, feeling the heat of anger rising in her cheeks. If you both keep me in the dark. If you make plans without me. Ryan shook his head, frustration flickering in his eyes. It's not like that. This is about my family. They won't just let go. If they find out I'm back, it's only a matter of time. Back? Lisa's voice cracked as realization sank in. You came back for them, not for me. Not for us. The weight of his betrayal hit her harder than she'd expected. What was I supposed to do? They're my family. Ryan shot back, almost defensively. You wouldn't understand. They can't know about everything. Everything? Lisa echoed. The air around them felt charged, hanging with implications they both were avoiding. What, exactly, are you not telling me? A moment of silence stretched, thick with tension. The stranger shifted, glancing between them. Maybe it's time you did know. Know what? Lisa's voice rose, panic clawing at her chest. Ryan stepped forward, urgency in his voice. This isn't just about us anymore. There are things happening that you can't just ignore. You need to be safe, Lisa. Safe? She spat back, shaking her head in disbelief. Safe from what? From whom? You've made it clear you're not looking out for me. We can't protect what we don't know, the stranger interjected, finally breaking the silence that had enveloped them. If you want answers, I can help. Lisa felt her resolve waver, the weight of his words sinking in. She fought against it, anger mixing with confusion. What was the truth lurking beneath this murky surface? Help how? Lisa demanded, her heart racing. There's a reason for Ryan's sudden return, the stranger said, his gaze unyielding. And it concerns more than just you or him. It could change everything. Everything. The word hung in the air like a heavy fog, obscuring the future she thought she was building. What could possibly change everything? Lisa took a step back, her breath catching. She wasn't ready for this, yet she felt a pull of curiosity, a need to uncover what lay buried beneath Ryan's half-truths and this stranger's urgency. I need to know, she said finally, her voice barely above a whisper, resolute but tinged with fear. Tell me everything. As the stranger began to speak, tension crackled once more between them, every word holding the potential to shatter or mend. What was it Ryan had hidden all this time? And could it really change everything she believed about their past and their future? Lisa braced herself for what was about to unfold, holding her breath as answers loomed just beyond reach. She had to know. But would the truth set her free, or would it ensnare her even deeper in the web of their past? As the stranger prepared to speak, Lisa's world tilted on its axis. Each breath felt heavier, like the air was thick with unspoken fears. Ryan's eyes flickered with a mixture of hope and dread. It was as if he realized that whatever was coming could change everything between them. I understand this is hard to believe, Lisa, the stranger began, his voice steady. But Ryan's family is, not just another family. They are involved in something dangerous. Something that could put you at risk if you don't know. Lisa felt a shiver run down her spine. Dangerous? What do you mean? The kind of dangerous that turns lives upside down. You have to understand, Ryan was involved with them before he came back. Stop. Ryan burst out, panic lacing his words. His hand went to the stranger's arm, a desperate attempt to halt the impending storm. You can't say too much. They could what? Lisa snapped. Her confusion had transformed into a protective rage. You're acting like I'm some kind of child who needs to be shielded from the truth. I deserve to know what I'm dealing with. The music in the background seemed to fade, the laughter of the crowd dissipating into an awkward silence around them. All that existed was her, Ryan, and the stranger. Lisa, the last time I saw you, our lives were different, Ryan said, his tone pleading. I never wanted you to get mixed up in all of this, but you have to trust me. I thought I was free to come back and just pick up where you left off. She shot back, her voice rising. This isn't just about you. You made a choice to stay away and now you're telling me about danger and family secrets. The stranger shifted, nervous energy radiating from him. Ryan's family has claws that run deep. If they find out about you, it could jeopardize your safety. That's why he tried to protect you. Protect me? Lisa felt a bitter laugh escape her lips. By lying to me? By keeping me in the dark while he makes plans with people I don't even know? Ryan's face fell, pain etched across it. It was never about keeping you out, Lisa. I thought it was for your own good. For my own good? Lisa echoed, incredulous. The anger coursing through her felt almost electric. You know, Ryan, this is exactly the same thing you did years ago. Protecting me from truths that could have made us stronger. I'm trying to keep you alive. He shouted, desperation breaking through. Lisa's heart trembled at his words, the weight of his fear crashing into her. Life had never been simple for either of them, yet here they were, standing on the edge of a chasm that threatened to swallow them whole. She felt torn. Could she trust him again? Would knowing the truth open a door to a perilous fate? I need to know the truth, even if it hurts, she said, her voice steadier now, forged in whatever anger was left. What else are you hiding from me? Before Ryan could respond, the stranger took a deep breath. There's more to Ryan's return than just family ties. It's about a choice he made, a choice that could bring darkness to everything you've built. Lisa's heart raced again. What could be worse? Was there something hidden in Ryan's past that was now surfacing? Ryan, what is it? She pressed, grappling with the storm inside her. Ryan's gaze dropped to the ground, and in that silence, Lisa realized it was an answer wrapped in fear. His entire essence screamed of shattered trust and hidden stories. She could feel the pull of a tidal wave approaching, waiting to unravel whatever fragile threads remained between them, and as the tension thickened, she couldn't help but wonder, was the truth something she could bear to understand, or would it bury her into the depths of uncertainty forever? Just tell me. She begged, the words slipping out in panic, desperate for illumination in the darkness of their situation. Would this reveal forge a bond, or would it rupture everything they shared? Dread flooded her as Ryan opened his mouth, about to spill secrets that might rewrite their story all over again. What lay waiting in the shadows, and would they have the strength to face it? Ryan hesitated, his lips quivering as if the words were too heavy to escape. Lisa admired him for his courage and yet despised him for the secrets he held close. The stranger watched them both, gauging the tension, ready to step in if it all spiraled out of control. Lisa, Ryan finally began, his voice a whisper, cracking under the weight of the moment. You know my family isn't, well, they're involved in things that can't just be ignored. They've done terrible things, things I thought I could escape. Things you thought? Lisa echoed, her heart pounding in her chest. What do you mean, Ryan? You thought you could just walk away? I thought I could save you from the past, he admitted, his eyes glimmering with unshed tears. But it's all back, and it's darker than ever. I didn't want to drag you into it. You deserve more than this. The air between them crackled with intensity, each word hanging like a fragile thread that could snap at any moment. Lisa felt trapped, suspended in a reality that threatened to unravel all her dreams. And what will happen when they come looking for you again? For us? I don't know. Ryan's voice rose again, raw and desperate. But they found out I came back. I'm not just a name to them. I'm a pawn in a game I never wanted to play. Lisa stepped back, her breath quickening. What are you saying? That you might have to leave again? The thing is, Lisa, he said, his voice growing softer, I can't lose you again. You're the only thing that pulled me from that darkness. But I can't risk your life because of my choices. Her heart twisted in response to his pain. She felt the walls of uncertainty closing in around her. So, what? You think you can just disappear again? Leave me to pick up the pieces? I'm not leaving you. I'll fight for us, he said fiercely, grabbing her hand, grounding her in that electric moment. But you need to understand how grave this is. If they know you're in my life, you could be in their crosshairs. The stranger cleared his throat, signaling for Ryan to take a step back. You both need to consider the bigger picture. This isn't just about feelings, it's about survival. The people Ryan is entangled with are not to be underestimated. They have a way of making their interests known. What is the decision, Lisa? Ryan pleaded, searching her eyes, looking for a sign of hope amidst her turmoil. We fight this together, or I disappear for your sake. I can't let them hurt you because of me. Lisa felt the weight of his words, the raw promise that echoed in her heart. Yet, a part of her recoiled at the thought of being left alone, yet again. Memories of their past surfaced, puncturing her resolve. Could she trust him enough to stand by him again? Was she willing to gamble everything on his uncertain future? She stammered, grappling with her feelings. I need time, I need to think. The stranger nodded, a fleeting moment of understanding passing between them. You might not have the time you think, Lisa. The clock is already ticking. Ryan tightened his grip on her hand, eyes fierce, ready to fight. They both felt the specter of an unknown future lurking just beyond the shadows, and suddenly, Lisa realized something. This wasn't just about Ryan's family. This was about her own willingness to face the danger head-on and reclaim her life, their life. But as she stood there, caught in a web of emotions, a chilling realization washed over her. What if the danger wasn't just a reckoning from Ryan's past? What if it was something that lay hidden deep within her own life, waiting to be unleashed? Wait, she murmured, the color draining from her face. What if it's not just your family we need to worry about but my own? The stranger's eyes widened, as if the question had unleashed a truth they all dreaded. The air thickened with uncertainty, and in that chilling moment, they all understood overlapping dangers loomed, and not all battles could be fought alone. The silence that followed Lisa's question felt suffocating. The stranger shifted slightly, standing more alert, as if he sensed the impending storm. Ryan's grip on Lisa's hand tightened even more, his eyes locked onto hers, searching for clarity amidst the chaos. What do you mean, your family? Ryan asked, his voice low, almost a growl. What are you hiding? Lisa swallowed hard, grappling with the truth that flickered in her mind like a faulty light bulb. Memories from her childhood flashed before her: a father who always seemed to be watching, a mother who whispered too much about things that were never spoken openly. I don't know exactly what I'm saying, Ryan. It's just, my parents always had secrets. Secrets that felt too heavy, too dark sometimes. I just thought they were normal family issues. The stranger took a step forward. Listen, you need to think hard. Any connection you have could put you in danger, too. This isn't just about Ryan's family. It's about the web that connects your lives. Lisa's heart raced. Could it really be? She remembered the hushed phone calls, the late-night arguments that she thought were just marital woes. It can't be, she whispered, shaking her head. How could I have been so blind? I wish this were just about shadows and tricks, but it's real, Lisa. If they've got a hold of Ryan, they could very well be reaching for you, the stranger said, his tone turning serious. Ryan stepped closer to Lisa, bringing both hands to her face, forcing her to look into his eyes. I can't lose you to something you don't even understand yet. We need a plan. She felt his warmth seep into her skin, grounding her in a moment where the world twisted into uncertainties. And if we find that plan, what do we do? If your family is behind this, and mine as well, can we really fight them? Can we trust each other enough? We have to, Ryan said with urgency. Every moment we spend debating this, puts you more at risk. Look, I'd rather face my demons than watch you take a hit from them, or from anything. We can figure it all out, I promise. Lisa yearned to believe him, to grasp that hope and hold it tight. But the gnawing fear of the unknown paralyzed her from moving forward, shackled to the realization of how deep the roots of deceit could run in their lives. Why did you come back, Ryan? She murmured, blurring the lines of anger and despair. If you knew this was possible, why come back at all? He opened his mouth, then closed it again, as if the weight of her question stole his breath. He took a step back, exposing the raw vulnerability in him. Because I hoped no, I believed there was a chance to start anew. To keep you safe. I was naive. The stranger's voice interrupted the tension. Naivete could cost lives. If we're going to work together, you need to share everything. The more we know, the better we can face what's coming. This was a choice. A choice that felt almost impossible. Lisa's insides twisted, thinking about the secrets she had kept, perhaps even from herself. The sunbeams filtering through the window struck her face, illuminating not just the path ahead but also the shadows that lurked. "I need to know the truth, no matter how hard it is, for both of us," Lisa finally said, her voice steadying. As the words left her lips, there was a sudden noise from outside, a loud crash followed by shouts. The stranger snapped to attention, his hazel eyes wide. "This isn't over. We need to find out what's happening now. Focus. It might be them." Panic surged through Lisa as she turned her attention to the window. The world outside their bubble was about to intrude, and she felt the fear shift, threatening to consume her. Could she really confront whatever lay ahead? What awaited them outside that door? Without answering Ryan, she dashed towards the window, heart racing dangerously fast. The truth was knocking, and it was only a matter of time before it broke through. "Wait!" Ryan's voice echoed, cutting through the tension. But Lisa already knew what was coming. The next chapter of their lives would demand every ounce of courage they possessed, and she was ready to face it, but at what cost? Lisa pressed her palms against the window, the cold glass sending chills straight up her arms. Outside, chaos erupted. People were running, their faces twisted with fear. She squinted, trying to spot what had caused the commotion. Vehicles seemed to be overturned, and a heavy cloud of dust swirled in the air, wrapping everything in an eerie blanket. "Lisa!" Ryan's voice broke through her fog of anxiety. He stood close behind her, the intensity of his breath warm against her neck. "We can't stay here. We need to find a way to." Another loud crash made her jump. It sounded as if something, a car, maybe, had slammed against a building. She turned, eyes wide, meeting the stranger's penetrating gaze. "What do we do?" "Get away from the window." He moved swiftly, grabbing her elbow and guiding her back into the dim light of the room. "If they're coming for you, we can't let them see us." Ryan's grip tightened around Lisa's hand, his expression a mix of determination and fear. "We can find a way out through the back," he suggested, nodding toward the shadowy doorway behind them. "We need to move now." They rushed towards it, every footstep echoing like a countdown. Lisa felt a surge of fear but also an ember of determination. She wasn't going to let anything or anyone tear her apart from Ryan again. The stranger led the way, cautious yet quick. They slipped into the narrow corridor, the air thick with tension. A series of low, muffled voices reached them, growing louder. Lisa's heart pounded against her ribs. Were they too late? Had they already come for her? Ryan paused, placing a finger to his lips. "Listen." The whispers grew ever more distinct, a chilling undertone mixed with indignation. "She has to pay for what her family did. We can't let her go like this," one voice murmured, dripping with malice. Lisa's breath hitched. "What do they mean?" she whispered, her throat tightening as the implications landed heavily on her chest. "The truth," the stranger replied, his expression grim. "It seems your family's past is catching up to you." Ryan's jaw tightened. "We need to go. I want to let them trap you." The sudden sound of footsteps made them freeze in place. Heavy boots thudded on the floor, headed right towards them. Lisa's mind raced. She had a choice: stay hidden in the shadows or confront the reality of her family's secrets and face whatever confrontation lay before her. "Okay, but..." She hesitated, heart pounding like a drum. "What do we do when they find us?" "We fight," Ryan replied, steel in his voice. "Together." As the footsteps grew louder, a plan formed in her mind. She wasn't just a victim of the secrets anymore, she was an active part of this. This was her moment to step into the light, to reclaim what had been shrouded in darkness for so long. "Let us do this," she said, her voice steadier than she felt that. In one decisive movement, Ryan pushed open the door with a force that echoed down the hall. They stood side by side, hearts hammering as the world outside called to them with its chaos and inescapable truths. More shadows moved in the distance. Familiar faces twisted into expressions of hostility. Lisa's stomach knotted. Would they still stand together when everything unraveled? Before she could question it further, the stranger darted forward, positioning himself as a shield. "You need to stay behind me," he yelled as the crowd surged closer, threatening to close them off, but Lisa, with a surge of newfound courage, stepped forward. "No. I'm done hiding. If you want to confront me, then let us do this." She could feel the weight of their attention. Could she truly stand her ground? "Lisa!" Ryan urged, but her feet were set, irrevocably rooted in place. What had she stirred up? What truths were coming to light? As voices clamored and shadows loomed, one question remained thick in the air: was she ready to discover the secrets that had haunted her family for so long? Chaos erupted in front of them as shadows merged into a menacing crowd. Lisa's gaze darted from familiar faces twisted with rage to Ryan, who stood firm at her side. The atmosphere dripped with tension, each heartbeat thumping painfully in her chest. This was it. The moment she dreaded and longed for all at once. "Listen to me." A voice thundered from the crowd, causing Lisa to flinch. It belonged to someone she recognized: Kevin, a childhood friend turned foe. "You think you can just walk away from what your family has done? It's time to settle the score." A wave of indignation washed over her. "I'm not my family," Lisa yelled back, realizing she wasn't just speaking to Kevin but to everyone staring back at her. "I won't pay for their mistakes." Ryan squeezed her hand, grounding her. "You're strong, Lisa. Don't let them intimidate you." His unwavering belief in her was a lifeline in a sea of hostility. The stranger, a silent protector, stepped back slightly, whispering, "Stick to the truth. They're fueled by anger and misunderstanding." With newfound strength, Lisa took a step forward, her voice slicing through the fear. "What do you want from me?" she demanded, her heart racing but her voice steady. "We want justice. For the families ripped apart, for lives ruined," Kevin barked, but Lisa cut him off. "What about my life?" The words left her lips before she could think, the vulnerability raw and real. "Have I not endured enough? I deserve a chance, just like everyone else." Another figure emerged from the crowd, an older woman with tears streaming down her cheeks. "You think it's that easy?" she cried, her voice piercing through the haze of anger. "Your family destroyed mine. They took everything from us." Lisa's heart twisted. "And I'm here to tell you I'm not them." The confidence in her voice surprised even her. "You carry their blood. Their sins." Kevin shouted back, frustration boiling over. "No." Lisa shot back. "I carry my hopes and dreams too. You don't know what it's like to live in their shadow. But I'm choosing to step into my own light." Silence hung heavy after her proclamation. It was as if time paused, and everyone held their breath, surprised by her defiance. Lisa scanned the faces around her. Were they still consumed by rage, or could they see her for who she was now, not who her family had been? Ryan's grip tightened, his gaze locked onto hers. "You've got this, Lisa. Whatever happens, remember you are not alone." Suddenly, a loud boom echoed nearby. Everyone jumped, as dust fell around them. An explosion? Panic danced in the air. Kevin seemed to falter, uncertainty flickering across his features. "What was that?" he muttered, backing away slightly. Lisa seized the moment. "This isn't us. Fighting won't bring back what you lost. Let us work together, find a way to heal instead of tearing each other apart. I will fight for you, for your pain to be heard. But we can't meet violence with violence." Several faces shifted, doubt mingling with the hostility, a hopeful ear emerging. But Kevin's sneer remained resolute. "You think it's that easy? Trusting someone like you? The ground trembled beneath them, the chaos outside seeping into the collective atmosphere. A crack split the ground as fear rippled through the crowd, but Lisa felt it. A turning. A potential. She took a deep breath, trying to match Kevin's stare. Trust is built, not handed out. Show me we can stand united, despite our differences. We have a chance to rewrite this story. The air felt electric. For the first time, she believed they might hear her, see her as an ally rather than a foe. Whatever laid ahead, they had to face it together. As shadows shifted, Lisa caught movement in her periphery. More figures were moving toward them. Were they friends or more foes? A new tension wound its way through her. What now? She whispered, her heart raced as the answers lurked just out of reach. Who would take that leap of faith with her? And what truth still lay behind the curtain of chaos surrounding them? Lisa stood her ground, the echoes of chaos swirling around her like a tempest. She felt a rush of adrenaline coursing through her veins, invigorating her. Her heart pulsed with a mixture of fear and determination. She had come too far to back down now. Listen. We're all hurting here, she called out, her voice slicing through the noise. But clinging to anger won't heal our wounds. We need to listen and understand one another. Together, we can break this cycle. She scanned the crowd, her gaze landing on Kevin's conflicted expression. His fury battled with uncertainty, an internal struggle Lisa could see in his eyes. We've all lost so much, but it's time to stop the blame, she implored, pushing through the heavy silence that followed her words. A murmur rippled through the crowd. The older woman took a tentative step forward, her tears still glistening but her expression softer. What do you propose, then? She asked, her voice trembling. We can hardly forget what your family has done. Lisa felt her heart swell. I didn't create those mistakes, and I refuse to let their choices define me. I want to create something new, a dialogue. A way forward. Let us share our stories, our truths, and rise from this together. Ryan squeezed her hand, his support solid. Listen to her, she's right. We're stronger united. Lisa has helped our community before. Let us bring that spirit back. The crowd shifted, some nodding in hesitant agreement. Among them, others still bickered, caught up in the web of resentment. But Lisa knew she could break through. She glanced back at the stranger, who regarded her with an encouraging nod, as if to say, this is your moment. Before she lost her nerve, she pressed on. Everyone here has someone they love, someone they fight for. Let us create a community where we share that honor instead of building walls between us. That's how we heal. With every word, Lisa felt the remnants of doubt in her heart rise and fall, clearing away like mist under sunlight. She could see some expressions softening in the crowd, faces once set in stone now wearing the essence of curiosity. Your family needs to be held accountable. Kevin shouted, but the urgency in his tone lacked the steadiness it had before. His defenses were wavering. Lisa stepped closer, her courage steely now. And they will be. But I need you to trust me as I fight for that. I need your voices in this too. Together, we can unravel the chaos that has been created. She declared, arms wide open as if embracing each of them. A sudden tremor ran through the air as an explosion in the distance sent another wave of panic through the crowd, but this time, it didn't take hold. This was not a moment to scatter. Lisa took a deep breath and kept pushing forward. I am here, standing before you, not just as a representative of my family but as a human being who is tired of running. It's time to confront our pasts, to confront each other with honesty. Let us expose those shadows together. The crowd stilled, the tension thickening like a weight that pressed down on them all. Just then, the older woman spoke up once more, her voice barely above a whisper but carrying the weight of a multitude. Perhaps if we share our stories, it might just bring us together, she said, eyes glistening with hope. Lisa felt buoyed by the shift. Yes. She exclaimed, looking at Ryan, then back to the crowd. Let us create a gathering, a forum where we can all talk openly. Spotlight the arguments, the pain. Allow every voice to be heard. It's how we can confront the past and build something better for our future. The crowd stirred, and Lisa saw it, a shimmer of acceptance in their eyes, the beginnings of understanding. As some began to murmur in agreement, the fire of courage spread like wildfire in her heart. It was working. Kevin shifted, uncertainty hanging in the air before he finally cursed under his breath. If you can face down what we've lost and still want to make amends, I'm in, but this one be easy. I'm not expecting it to be, Lisa replied firmly. But healing is always worth it, right? We've got to create a new narrative, one that doesn't begin and end with suffering. Another wave of acceptance rippled through the crowd as more people started moving closer, exchanging glances of tentative resolve. Lisa felt the momentum build, a palpable energy sparking amongst them. Ryan spoke, his voice steady. Together, we can create that space where everyone can be honest, where fear doesn't hold us hostage anymore. The crowd of townsfolk nodded, exchanging murmurs of yes. And let us do it. As Lisa looked around, she saw fragments of a community ready to step into the light, ready to confront the truths that had long been buried. The unity felt electric. She could almost hear the sound of hope humming through the air, but just a hint of concern still flickered in her mind. Had they truly stepped away from the shadows, or were they merely dancing on the edge? Yet, in this moment, she chose laughter over tears, hope over despair. Lisa took a deep breath, finally embracing the shift around her. She turned and whispered to Ryan, "Are we really doing this? Can we trust them?" Ryan smiled, his warmth enveloping her. We've come this far, there's strength in this vulnerability. We can do this together. And together, they would face whatever lay ahead, led by the courage within their hearts and the hope woven through the community woven tightly around them. The storm was still brewing, unseen dangers lingering at the edges, but standing side by side, they had already begun to change the tide. As the crowd shimmered with newfound energy, Lisa felt the weight lift. This was not just the end, it was the beginning of something much more powerful, something created in the crucible of their shared truths. This was her moment. They would confront the darkness and walk into the light, hand in hand, toward the brighter future ahead, and as she stepped forward, her heart was filled with hope. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories that could inspire you to take action. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and let your voice be heard. Comment below to share your reactions and feelings about this powerful transformation. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this journey of transformation and healing. This is the moment to show your support, and don't wait not even one more second to share. True fans understand the power in unity and the importance of supporting the channel through these actions.